Yo, can you hear me?
I can.
This
Kreaux,
is,
what's up?
hey, this is what I sound like. He's even reading my
Yeah, I've been reading
reading
your
my
chats for
chats.
a bit. Yeah, get to put a
uh,
voice to the icon. I guess I don't know how to say that, but yeah.
does it disappoint? Do I sound cool?
No,
But
no, you're not. No, it's good. No,
all
no
right,
one's
cool, cool.
disappointed. What's up, man?
I wanted to time travel for a little bit because
Oh
I
wow.
just
Okay.
came across your shit fairly recently, and I saw a video you did a little while back
Uh
about
oh.
like red pill shit,
Mm-hmm. My
and
favorite.
me too. I fucking love that topic. So, I just wanted to get your thoughts because you tend to shit on it a lot, which I
Definitely.
enjoy because so do I.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to know. I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you think there's any like good takeaways? Like, if you had to like recommend some like red pill shit
Mm-hmm.
to like just like as general advice people should follow or that you agree with, like what would you say?
I think it would just be like the generic shit, like work out, don't let a woman walk all over you, have standards, you should put yourself first, learn how to make money, learn a skill, work on your credit, shit like that. I don't think they give any advice that's like profound where you're like, oh my God, I only heard this advice in the red pill that's actually good. I think
Yeah.
most of it just comes from, funny enough, being insecure and having fucking, Susie, who was a bitch to you in like 10th grade and you just can't let it go. I think, what happened to everything in my fucking inventory? Okay, I'm sorry. And you just can't
Are you
let that
good?
go. And I think a lot of people, especially women, can sense that type of energy. And yeah, that's definitely something. Oh, when I die, I lose everything. Okay, I see. So yeah, I think that's definitely something people need to work on. And yeah, red pill sucks for the most part. But yeah, I think most of the advice that's good is like generic shit that you can hear from damn near anybody else.
Right. All right. I'm glad because I was wondering. I was like, man, I hope this dude is as reasonable as he comes across. So far, you don't disappoint.
I try to
I
be.
got I got a couple more questions.
Please.
These are more like philosophical. Okay, we're still talking about red pill shit right now. Okay.
All right, I'm all
Um,
ears.
what do you think? Like, where do you think this? Where do you think they come from? Right? Like these like red pillars, they've crawled out of like the deep abyss, right? But like, what do you think is like the reason for their existence? Do you think there's any like validity behind the shit that they talk about, like around like hypergamy or whatever shit like that?
When you say reason they exist, what do you mean exactly?
I'm trying to beat. Yeah, I'm trying to beat on it because like I have a theory and I'm just curious on your thoughts. So like, I'll just give like a quick overview of what I think. So
Okay.
I think that like there are some legitimate things that they talk about that spawn these like thought processes. So what I mean by that is like, um, and stop me if you think I'm wrong, but
Oh, go ahead.
in reality, when it comes to like dating and just kind of like that world, women do have more power than men. I think that that's true. What do you think about that?
In the dating market or the sex market?
What's the difference?
I think if a girl's just looking to have like casual hookups, then yeah, she has way more power. But in terms of like getting somebody to like commit to you, not necessarily. Unless she really wants to lower her
Hmm.
standards, I guess. But I think, honestly, I think when it comes to like having a legit relationship, I think it's easier for a guy than it is for a woman.
Really? Can you elaborate on that?
I think there's just a lot more women who are a little bit more mature. I think they know what they want. I think they're usually better communicators. And I find that women, a lot of the time, are just kind of nicer and more pleasant to be around. So, seeming as though, like, as men, that's what we have to deal with. And I find a lot of guys are really fucking incompetent and they're not good at flirting or dating or
Ooh.
anything. So like the competition is scarce. But I think women, I think the competition is a little harder for them. So yeah, in terms of like the dating market, I actually think if you're like a put together guy and you're just like okay, then you're gonna do just fine. But I think there are instances where you can be the woman and do I don't want to say everything right, But a lot of things right in a relationship and still get fucked. I think for a guy that's harder to come across. It can definitely happen.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can be like, now this is what I say, not everything, because I think it is up to like you picking the guy, you know. But
Yeah.
you can definitely pick the wrong guy, and I think that at the end of the day is on you. But let's say you're a young girl, blah blah blah, trying your best, and you're really trying in the relationship. You could still get cheated on, absolutely, and like
Oh, for
not be
sure,
a
for
totally
sure.
shitty partner. But I think for like as a guy to get cheated on, I think it's a bit harder. I think the signs are a lot more obvious. Um, so yeah, that's what I would say with that.
Hmm.
Did I answer your
So
question?
yeah, yeah. I didn't even ask a really good question anyway. I was just kind of
No, I thought it was
just
fine.
yeah. Here's where I'm at with it, or here's what I think about it.
Okay.
Right? Like I think that like yeah, oh, not right. It's I'm not gonna say something crazy, but
No,
um
I didn't say oh. I said okay.
oh these are oh okay.
Uh,
Um, so here's where I'm at with it. I think that like with girls, right? Like
mm-hmm.
pretty much the guys are like auditioning to like get the girl, right? Like don't do you agree that like girls kind of get to choose out of the guys that like approach them for the most part?
Initially, yeah, absolutely. I think it kind of depends on the setting too, but yeah, I would say for the most part, early on, the woman's doing the choosing for sure.
Okay, so with that in mind, and I don't want it to sound like this is like a strictly female thing. I think this is like a human thing, okay?
Uh huh.
When a person is presented with options, it only makes, for one, like logical sense, but like a human will tend to pick like the best option, right?
Right.
So if typically women are the ones who get to kind of pick and they have like their lineup of options, wouldn't that like create sort of like a man, I'm trying not to sound like a fucking loser, but like
Well,
doesn't
just say what's on it. I sound like a fucking loser all the time. It's okay. You can explain it and later. Explain it in
yeah,
post.
if it comes off yeah, it comes off weird, I'll just clarify.
Yeah.
Like it seems like it's easier or like the women in this case would like have more quote unquote power. I can't think of a better word besides power.
No, I think that's
Um
true. Early. I think that's
yeah.
true early on. Yeah.
So when you say early on, do you mean like early on like in life or like in the process of
No, like in
like
the
you
process of dating.
got okay,
Like
I
when we
got you.
first meet, like yeah, she's
Yeah.
probably gonna have more power, and then later on, I mean,
Then
people
once the
say, "Mom, I
guy
told you to turn this off." Sorry. People say that like the guy has the relationship after the sex, and the woman kind of has, I mean, the power in the relationship after the sex, and the woman has the power before.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can kind of go
I
by
can
that.
agree
There
with
might be
that.
some truth to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think so. I'm like laying it out strategically because I think this is where like my philosophy comes in. This is where I think the red pill exists, right?
Okay.
So
When you
I'm gonna
say
lay it
where
out
the
there.
red pill exists, you mean like you think? Oh fuck. You mean these are the things that are true about it?
No, no, I think these are like the underlying like motivations that like kind of get these people in that mindset. So
Oh,
like
like what causes them to become red pill?
yeah, yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
like so if we can establish that like all right, like when it comes to dating in the early phase, women have the majority of the power since they get to kind of choose and like guys have to kind of compete for women or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we can also agree that like people, not just women, but people in general, would choose to pick like the most optimal, option. Like if they have a bunch of options, they're gonna pick the best thing, right? If I came to you and I was like, "Hey, Kamal, you can have any car in the world you want," you're not gonna pick like an '07 Corolla. You probably pick, So
Of course, right?
with that being said, um, I what I believe is that like a lot of guys feel like since they have to like compete with women or sorry compete to
With
get
other
the women
guys.
in the first place,
Uh huh.
they feel like that they're how do I explain it? Like they're the ones who are like thrown to the wayside. Like only the alpha guys, only the fucking whatever they call high value guys get
Mm-hmm.
the girls. And if you want to get girls, you got to be this high value man and all that shit. I think
Which is
that's like where it like
so
kind of spawns in. You know what I mean?
untrue. Yeah, it's just low self esteem.
Yeah.
Because you don't think you're worthy. I think that's where it all stems from. Like, I think even, putting a Susie above you and being afraid to talk to women, blah, 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 all that shit is low self esteem. You're putting somebody you don't know, you're putting their worth above yours because you don't value yourself. And that's why I get so mad at Red Pill, because to me that's the obvious problem. But instead of addressing that issue, they just make you hate women even more, which is obviously not going to help in anything. So that's why I feel so justified being so shitty to them, because I really do think they are just like a 100% a net negative. Well, I can't say 100% because I do think, if I'm going to be fair, Fresh and Fit does say like some good shit, I guess.
What?
Well, no, this is
That's
what
a
I mean.
shock.
This is what I mean in terms of like, you should work out, all the generic shit. So if you're in that space,
Oh, sure.
you're going to be hearing that, and that can uh give you some positivity. But like, it's like, if I make you go to the gym every day, but I make you an emotionally abusive asshole, it's like, yeah, you're in good shape, but you're an emotionally abusive asshole. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's hard for me to give you credit on your abs when you're a shitty person. But, I'm just trying to be fair. Like, yes, you do have a six
The
pack.
I think that I think that some of the shitty behavior and shit kind of comes with um like being human and having options. And I think that that's like kind of where those guys are at. Like I guess first off, I don't know how they pull like if it's not the money thing, I don't know how they pull
I
from
mean,
one,
the,
but
the dude's literally on like sugar baby websites, so
yeah, it's got to be just the money, which is
that's
fucking
something.
yeah. But I mean like that's the thing. It's like I feel like the more options you get, the more like I guess I hate to use their term like high value and shit because it makes it seem like those are legit things, but like the more like quote unquote high value you get, I feel like the more shitty you kind of become just naturally, and then you have to just like be a better person
To
to
like to commit. Yeah, I think that's true.
yeah, yeah,
It's like the
because you go
more
to
power,
the
more
gym.
responsibility cringe shit. But yeah, it's kind of true. I
Yeah.
mean, it's true.
I think it's facts. You work
Yeah.
out, you work on yourself, you make more money, you whatever. You then become the one with like the options, and then it's on you to like not be a dick about it because like if you have the options and shit, then I guess you have the chance to like cheat or whatever, and then it comes down to like your integrity or whatever at that point. So
Exact. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. And that's my problem. They don't teach you to do that. They teach you that your girl should just be okay with you cheating, or else she's the problem, which is just like fucking
yeah,
insane. And it's just
so
gonna fuck
stupid.
these guys over from finding like a good woman, especially when you're so defensive and you have this like, they're trying to take from me mentality. Like, the hypergamy shit is insane. And it's like, you could
You
say that about anybody who's like shitty.
yeah, I
Men
think the
do the same
hypergamy
thing.
thing. I think that's just like a misunderstanding of what we were talking about earlier is that like when people have like a bunch of options, they're gonna pick the best option. And I think it's kind of wild to be like, well, the woman's gonna she's gonna date you and she's gonna find a better person and move on and whatever. Like I think that's kind of BS. But I
Yeah.
think at the beginning of it though, like
Yeah, for
at the,
sure. But like,
they'll pick the best option presented to them, and I think they might just misconstrue that.
yeah, but like we both said, that's everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
But
Yeah.
I also think like the bar is way lower than people think. I think people think you have to have a. I mean, I know these guys think you got to have a fucking Ferrari and you got to be blah 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 blah. Like, some women are like that, sure, but those women are shitty and they're the minority.
Well, they're the loudest though, because if you look at anything on the internet, fucking
But on
YouTube
the
Shorts or
internet, though,
TikTok or whatever, well, hey, a lot of people just fucking live there on the internet.
yeah, that's
And if what
another
you see
problem.
is like, how much, should a guy make? And they're like, 100 fucking K or, whatever BS. He's got to be 6 foot. He's got to be all that shit, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. And that's the thing. It's like you're perpetuating that stereotype that when you're in the real dating world isn't true at all.
Yeah.
So I think if they just spread that message, they would be doing a lot more good for humanity. But that doesn't sell. If I'm talking about that, then they're not gonna send me a $200 donation to say that the girl with the fucking eyelashes is a dumb bitch. You know what I mean? So it's a business model. I think it's a really fucked up, scummy business model, but it is what it is. It's the world
Uh,
we live in, unfortunately. But yeah,
okay, well, shit, man.
yeah,
I guess, I was hoping I can get something out of you that's like, you know,
controversial
not
or
controversial
something
because
to
like,
argue about.
yeah, pretty
I
much.
know. It seems like
I kind of wanted to,
we just
uh,
agree.
Yeah, stop being so reasonable, dude.
Yeah,
You
I'm
gotta chill out on
trying,
that.
man. That seems to be my problem. Fuck, I'm trying.
You know,
Uh,
Hassan's actually pretty cool, by the way. So
okay, now you're just baiting me.
yeah, I don't have anything else. All right, fuck it.
All right,
Hey, let me know
Clark.
if you like this game though, dude. I'll let you later.
All right, I appreciate you. I will. I will.